Welcome to episode 5. Your scholarship profile is everything committees see before they read your statement. Your grades, your leadership history, your community impact, your research experience, and so on. You cannot build all of this in 2 weeks, one day, or 1 month, right? But you can build it deliberately over a couple of months. And if you already have them built over a couple of months, you can structure them in days or weeks. And this is what today's episode is all about: building your scholarship profile. I know you're already wondering, what is scholarship profile? Your profile is not just your CV, it is the accumulation of deliberate choices made over months and years. A strong profile tells committees three things: this person has already led something, or this person gives back to their community, and this person will use the funding to do something specific and impactful. All three must be evidenced, not just claimed. Excuse me. And this could be academic records, community impact, skills and certifications, leadership history, research experience, international exposure, and even volunteer experiences. Okay, so these are all what makes up your scholarship profile. The most important message here is that you cannot compress this timeline significantly. References need time, your referees need time, transcript need time, right? Community service needs to be consistent over months. Leadership roles need to have real outcomes. The student who starts 24 months out almost always outcompete the student who starts 3 months out, even if the latter is academically stronger. So here is a timeline that is built for you: from 12 months, from 24 months out, up to 60 months out. And you may have already have this foundation and you don't know already, so you don't have to start building it. You just have to now start thinking about it and documenting it if you've already built it, and then it brings you down to 6 months out. And this 6 month out, if you already have the foundation and you've already built something, then the 6 month out can be shrunk to like 6 week out, because all it just requires for you to think about everything and start documenting them. Okay, if you have them on YouTube, or you have them on your Google Drive, you need to, or you have those pictures, you start putting them together. But ideally, you have to consciously start doing these things using this timeline. So if you are in 200 level, 300 level now, start following this timeline, and by the time you're graduating from the university, you're already ready to get a fully funded scholarship. Now, academic excellence, what you actually need. This is this is the slide that frees students from perfectionism. Once you hit the minimum academic threshold, your grades are no longer the differentiator. Someone with 4.44 out of 5.0 scale GPA and someone that has 3.6 are mostly categorized as second class upper. Okay, and if the minimum requirement is having a second class upper, you guys are all the same. That doesn't matter anymore. What matters now is what other things that you've done. The next hour you spend on community impact or leadership evidence is worth more to your scholarship application than the next hour spent trying to push your GPA from 78 to 80, because it's not going to make any difference. It's still first class. Like someone will say, oh, I graduated with a very strong 2-1. I had a CGPA of 4.43 out of 5.0. That was very close to first class. So if I said strong 2-1, if it was strong enough, it would have been a first class. Yeah, this is not a D's or something. Okay, so this is actually what you need. You should know the actual minimum. However, even if you have a 2-2 or even a third class, you have to focus on other things: experience, publication, skills, and you can target scholarships that do not need that do not kind of benchmark your grades as the requirement to go in. We've had a session on this. So if you haven't watched that, I encourage you to watch that. And other things with respect to um, your profile is your academic awards, your prizes, faculty award, merit scholarship, whatsoever you've received, all of those things put together. It's actually what you need for academic excellence. And this is just about your grade in context. And lastly, just know that trajectory matters as much as average. A student who scores 60% in 1 year and 80% in year 2, 3 demonstrate growth and resilience. Committees understand that performance improves. An upward trend is a positive signal. These are some of the things that you think committees don't look at, but they definitely look at it. Let's move on. The most common self-disqualification happens here. Students decide they are not a leader and stop pursuing scholarship that require leadership evidence. But leadership is learnable and evidence is buildable. Starting a 10-person study group this semester is more valuable than deciding you will never be a leader. So, leadership is not a personality trait. It is a track record of initiative, decision, and measurable outcomes. So, what counts as leadership evidence? Students, society, president or executive, sport team captain, community project founder or coordinator, workplace team leader, all of those things count as one. How do you qualify your leadership? You qualify it by how many people, the budget, outcome, what changes because of your initiative, or you led a team of 12 to raise $8,000 and expand our program to 3 new schools. That's an example. Consistency over scale. 18 months of consistent leadership is a small organization. In the small organization, outweighs a 1-month president role in a large club. So your action steps: identify one leadership opportunity you can start or familiarize this month. There are many volunteer opportunities for you. We have ISEC, we have Toastmasters, we have Enactors, and so on. And you have to keep a leadership log. Decision that you've made, outcomes delivered, team size, budgets managed, and ask a formal title or role where you are already doing leadership work formally. Document the result of your leadership with numbers wherever possible. Start small if needed. Even coordinating the student group counts as one. Community impact is a dimension that is most neglected and most differentiating. Students who work in communities know this intuitively. They've seen the impact. The challenge is translating lived contributions into scholarship language, specific, quantified, and explicitly linked into your academic and professional goals. So, when two students have identical academic records, community impact is almost always the deciding factor. And what do you mean by that? What committees mean by community impact is that evidence of contribution to a community beyond yourself, your selflessness, right? And how have you sustained that over time? They look at consistency is more important than skill. Okay, that's just for you to know that. 2 years of weekly contribution in an underserved school is infinitely more impressive than 1 day bench clean, a 1 day beach clean. Okay, and committees weigh depth and consistency over far above the scale. So next thing you need to understand is quantify your impact wherever possible. For instance, now this is potentially some experience program. I could say, okay, I mentored over 150 students and recent graduates on AI, learning, and career development. That is a quantifiable impact. And high impact areas committees recognize includes education and tutoring. While I was an undergraduate, I do organize tutorials for my classmates, and that later become formalized by the Students Association, and we started extending that to all levels below our current level, and till this moment that is still ongoing. So digital community impact also counts. If you've created educational content, maybe on LinkedIn or Facebook, all of this counts. So if you haven't started any of these things, man, start now, right? If your record is thin, start now. If you've already started doing this, Keep it up and start documenting it. Contact a local school about tutoring. Even before I entered the university, I was already volunteering for a school close to my house because I just go there and then I teach mathematics. And the principal there usually appreciate me by giving me a token, right? And that token is what I used to buy recharge card, call my friends. Even before I started university, I was just 16 years old. Okay, think about this. Now, your research experience. This is often the reason postgraduate students win scholarship over better qualified candidates who haven't engaged with research at all. The single most high return action a first year student can take is to email one professor this week about a research assistant role. The relationship can become the most important reference later in your application. So why research experience matters for all scholarships? Even non-research scholarship value intellectual intuitive, right? And a student who has independently explored a question in the field, um, for postgraduate applicants, a publications list, even preprints or even conference papers, it's a significant differentiator. Okay, and what counts as a research experience? Your thesis is a research experience, your dissertation is a research experience, research assistant role it is, invented literature review it is, data collection analysis report and what have you. These are all stuff that do count as a research experience. And please document everything from every research activity. What was the research question? What was your role? What method was used? What did you find or contribute? And how to get research experience if you have none. Please email the professor in your department about assisting with your current research. It could be on holidays, it could be on weekends. Just get in touch, start. You're going to gain knowledge, you're going to gain a mentor for life, and you probably even get monetary stipends if you're good at it. And you already secure a reference. Okay, so for research proposals, this is especially for PhD, this is particularly important. Giving the audience, give the audience. So now, what I want you to know is, given the circumstances you have, I'm going to just give you 3 minutes to complete this audit. Okay, the patterns are consistent. You can pause this or download the PDF document, print this page, and do an honest assessment of yourself. So try to grade yourself based on academic, based on leadership, based on community, based on research skills, and all of that. Just do that right now. So, so I'm assuming you've already done that. So let's proceed. So these are your quick wins versus the long game. The most important message is do both. Quick wins build your confidence, add immediate credentials, and give you first cycle material to work with. The long game is what makes you competitive for the most prestigious scholarships. So use a tool to that's 12 to 24 months from now. Example, Chevrolet. Whatsoever you've built now is what is going to count later. So you can't do one and skip the other. Put all of this together. Here is a breakdown. I will encourage you to pause this of the things you could do for as a quick win and the things you could do as a long game. So make sure you do each one of this correctly. For the quick wins, complete an online certification this week, join one community activity this month, email one professor about research assistants, and set up your Scholodo profile today. It's just a profile, Scholodo, www.scholodo.com. It helps you to build your academic profile and matches you to scholarships that um, fit that particularly fit your profile and are receiving applications. So there's no any kind of you jumping from one scholarship search to the other and then ending up receiving scholarships have already the deadlines are already passed. And you can also instantly scan your CV on schooler.com to see if it is fit of purpose for any scholarship. Okay, that's what you could do on the quick one. For the long game, use the 12 to 24 months of consistent leadership, 3+ years of academic trajectory. You're already doing that if you're already having a degree. Deep free relationships and publish or present research work at conferences. So here's your 30-day profile sprint. Week one, right? I want you to pause and really digest this part as well. So week one is for you to audit and plan, right? Week two is relationship, and week three and four is for you to build a document. This is what you need. Start today. And these are the key takeaways from today's session. Your profile is the sum of everything you've built. Before the application opens, start building it today. Two, the 12 to 24 months timeline is not optional. Transcript referees and community impact all take time. Three, above the minimum GPA threshold, grades stop differentiating, candidates. Okay, everything else dots. Grades really stop differentiating candidates. I need to repeat that again so that will sink well for you. Because if you have the same grades, it doesn't matter anymore. And four is leadership and community impact are the most neglected and most differentiating profile dimensions. Five is research experience. Don't joke with it. Number six, don't forget the quick wins: certification, community, your Scholodo profile, and all of that. Start building them today. So, if you've got any questions, as usual, our website is www.potently.org. Catch us on LinkedIn and Facebook at Potently, or on Instagram at PotentlyHQ. And we do have bi-weekly sessions. We have the materials for this masterclass and many more. You'll find them on our Telegram page, which is t.me/potently.hq, which is part of the global scholarship series by potently.org. And see you on the next episode. Cheers.